In this video, I attempt to answer a question as old as time itself. Is Bethesda gonna show off Fallout 4 at E3 2015? Spoiler alert, probably. So, that's the million-dollar question. Are we gonna see Fallout 4 at E3 this year? I think the answer to this is totally. Fallout 3 came out in the fall of 2008, and to date that is the only Fallout game developed by Bethesda, which means it's been just shy of 7 years since we got a proper Fallout game developed by Bethesda's internal studio. Now, Fallout New Vegas, which Bethesda farmed out the development of to Obsidian, was an amazing stopgap to tide us over until we got another Fallout developed by them. And I would even argue that some of the components of New Vegas were even better than Fallout 3. But even New Vegas came out in the fall of 2010, which means it's been almost 5 years since we've had a Fallout game at all. So why do I think that a Fallout announcement is a sure thing this year, you ask? Well, Bethesda's holding their first ever E3 press conference, and that's kind of a big deal. I really doubt that they'd hold their first ever E3 press conference and just show the new Doom game and Dishonored 2. Now, Doom and Dishonored 2 will also be at the show, and we'll talk about that in a second, but putting on an E3 press conference costs millions of dollars. I really don't see Bethesda spending that kind of money on their first ever press conference and not bringing a heavy hitter to announce. Now, I've seen a couple jokesters around the internet on a couple of forums insisting that their big announcement is going to be The Elder Scrolls 6, but I think that that's borderline silly. Skyrim came out less than 4 years ago. The Elder Scrolls released on PC last year and is releasing on console this year. I think Bethesda's way too smart to release that much Elder Scrolls in that kind of a time frame. I think the last thing that they want to do is give people franchise fatigue. The only way that I see us getting an Elder Scrolls announcement is if Bethesda farms out the development of like an offshoot of the Elder Scrolls to a third party, just like they did with Fallout New Vegas. I think Fallout 4 is a long time coming, and I would bet my balls that they'll announce it at E3 this year. Either way, I'm stoked to see what Bethesda's bringing to the show, though. I really can't wait to see the new Doom game, and I also am fairly certain that they'll announce Dishonored 2. They recently released a teaser image with characters from some of their properties. One of the images in the teaser was a tall boy from Dishonored. Now, obviously, it is way too late to be releasing DLC for Dishonored, so they're definitely going to announce Dishonored 2. I'm pretty sure of it. Some of the other characters in the teaser images are Cyberdemon from Doom, so we'll definitely see Doom, and it's about time. That game's been in development forever. And let's see, BJ Blazkowicz from Wolfenstein, which I think probably means that we're going to see more DLC for Wolfenstein: The New Order. Sebastian from The Evil Within, which I'm assuming means that they'll be showing the second chapter of the DLC for The Evil Within. And there's also a few characters from The Elder Scrolls Online. Now, the only thing that I think that means is that we're going to see more DLC for The Elder Scrolls Online, or some DLC. I actually don't even know if they've released any yet. But I think that's the only Elder Scrolls announcement we're going to get this year. And coming back around to Fallout, there's a blank picture in the image with a question mark, and I think that blank picture has something to do with Fallout. I'm kind of curious if Bethesda is going to write a main character in this Fallout instead of having a create a character avatar type deal like they did in Fallout 3 and like Obsidian did with New Vegas. But, I mean, either way, whatever happens, I can't wait to see what they're going to show at their press conference. I'm really excited that Bethesda's finally doing an E3 press conference. And let me know in the comments what you think they'll show. Do you think that they're going to have a big announcement? And if so, what do you think it is? And please like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.